Chaser Report is recorded on Gadigal land.
Striving for mediocrity in a world of excellence. This is the Chaser Report.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Chaser Report. I'm Charles Firth and with me today is Dom Knight.
Hey, I'm back.
And less interestingly, Gabbi Bolt.
Hey, I'm back.
And Floyd Alexander-Hunt.
Now, hang on a sec. You've really undersold. I cannot believe that Gabbi is still available to do this podcast. What's going on, Gabbi?
Well-
How did we get you?
Oh, well, I had a shining moment of C-grade recognition fame, and now I'm not doing anything. So I'm back, baby. Back for the free labour.
It's
Here we
like
go.
that movie A Star Is Born with the sequel A Star Returns to Nothingness.
to its home. Yeah.
Right.
No,
I'm so sorry, Gabbi.
No, it's all right. I've had a bit of a break. I went back home to my hometown for a week to like recharge. This is what I say to sound like a wanker. Like I went back home to really remember my roots. No. I went back home because nothing humbles you further than walking around your hometown where you're supposed to be a success story and just absolutely no one saying hello to you. Like you could walk down the street, no one gives a fuck. I even ran into people I knew and they were just like, Wow. And I was like, fair enough. It's been a tough one.
Do you
Tough one
think,
this year.
is that because they went, oh yeah, Gabby's just bumming around Bathurst like always? Or is it because, did they actually see the whole drama play out? Could you see it in their eyes? They went, oh, that's right, she was globally, and she's back here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is
I
terrible.
think it was more the second one, yeah. Oh, it's either that or my mum's been talking to way more people than the
Yeah.
people she runs into every day. I'm about to announce, I may as well announce it here, fuck it. I'm about to do a show in Bathurst, like the last time I'm ever doing my first show. And the only reason I'm doing it in November is because my mum wouldn't stop calling me like once a week to be like, so the coffee van wants to know when you're doing your show. And I'm like, does the coffee van want to know when I'm doing my show? Or have you been talking to the coffee van about my show so much that the coffee van is like, oh my God, for the love of Christ, Michelle, fine, when is the show? When is it happening? And so now I'm actually doing a show at like a 600-seat theatre in Bathurst and I am shitting myself.
That's so great.
Yes.
Is this 600 people? How many people are in
Oh, a
Bathurst?
fair amount, about 40,000 now.
Okay, 40,000.
But
wow.
of those people who would buy a over $20 ticket to go and see
Yes.
somebody that they've probably seen in a pub somewhere,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there going to be any sort of race car driving in the show? Are you going to adapt it?
Oh,
for
you reckon
the
I should?
audience?
Do you reckon
Yeah.
I should make some V8
Pivot.
jokes?
Stitch
Or just
the keyboard.
do
I
it-
never
just-
just
yeah.
do the
Just do
car
it.
thing.
Do
I
a
could call it a
1,000
favour
laps.
from a mate. I got a mate who does up cars.
Do 1,000 laps of the stage.
Yes.
And they'll love that. They'll go, oh, this drama.
Yeah.
So how do
she
you-
really knows her audience.
How do you pitch it in Bathurst? Do you like Bathurst's own Gabbi Bolt hometown show? Are you like, as seen in Edinburgh, as seen on TV? Or are you just like, it's Gabbi,
Yeah.
you know Gabbi, here's
Yeah.
Gabbi.
It's
Like, what's
pretty
the
much
angle?
the last one. I mean, it was really nice. I called up the local theatre that have known me since I was a literal child. And I was just like, I'm thinking about doing a show. And they literally emailed back within 5 minutes being like, we have waited we've been waiting for this email. So they were very sweet about it. But I have no clue how I'm going to market it.
How many shows? How many nights are you going to
Just the
sell out?
one. 600
one.
seats.
So far,
Well, I'm not.
40,000 people.
Yeah, but of those, 20 know me now. So
But there's
I don't know.
Orange as well.
Yeah.
Orange is going to come and heckle.
Well,
aren't
Orange,
they?
I was thinking I could reignite a little bit of a rivalry that I started on this podcast and be like, hey, Orange, if you want to prove you're better,
Didn't we
turn up
promise?
to my show in Bathurst.
Didn't we promise to do a Central West week of podcasting that's
Yeah.
somehow been fallen
Yeah.
by the wayside?
So
Maybe-
if you buy a ticket to my show, my one night only show in Bathurst, these two will promise to
Yes,
come and do
we'll
a
co-
show
we'll
out in
come and-
Central West.
Should we record the podcast
Yes.
in Bathurst.
as well?
I really want to come to Bathurst.
So we could do
and-
it. We could do
yes.
like
Me too.
a double bill. Like
I'm
Yes.
also coming
Well,
on this
okay,
trip.
well, the show's the 19th of November, which is a Saturday. So if you are all free, we may as well just make a fucking
and
weekend
I feel like
of it.
Gabby's mum could, she could plug the podcast.
Oh,
with the
she'll
locals.
love it.
Yeah.
She'll love it.
So what we should do is Gabby's show comes, it sells out. We
Yes.
get all the audience to come to the pub
Yes.
and watch us do 6 episodes in a row until we finally get kicked out. And
Yeah.
then we do Manies and we record the Manies.
Yeah, stunning. That's perfect.
I think that'd be
but we
good
are
podcasting.
talking an awful lot about this one thing that I brought up very flippantly. I
Yeah.
feel like you guys actually had
No,
stuff
no,
to
so-
talk to us about.
No, because I want to know what was it like in Edinburgh?
Yeah,
Like-
we've never been to the
Oh.
festival. We were never
True.
big enough.
I haven't actually talked to you guys about Edinburgh yet, have I?
No, fill us in.
Floyd was also in Edinburgh around the same time I was.
I
And
was.
we caught up at a cute little coffee shop and had a little gas bag. That was nice.
It was like an Australian coffee
Yeah,
shop.
it
We're
was
like,
actually very
we need
bizarre.
brunch.
Yeah.
I can't deal with the Scottish food.
Yeah, of all the places in Scotland, we were like, we need brunch, and we got fucking smashed avo in Scotland.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, wow.
amazing.
Deep
Yeah.
fried, I presume.
No,
Smashed it deep
like
fried.
it was actually really good. I was like, they've really nailed the Australiana.
Yeah.
Did they deep fry the coffee?
Nah, I didn't have anything deep fried. I don't know what everyone's
Wow.
going on about. I couldn't even find a deep fried Mars bar.
Put it this way, and this is a while ago. This is 20 years ago because I'm ancient. But the last time I had food in Scotland, I was like, I've been eating shit's food. I'm going to go to a Chinese restaurant. I'm going to have something that's not Scottish food. And honestly, most people in the restaurant were having fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
Chinese
that's the
fish and
vibe.
chips somehow. I don't know.
I had fish and chips, but also like the funniest thing was I think because I'd never been overseas anyway, and I'd also never been to Edinburgh Fringe, all of the festivals I was used to playing are very Australian based. So, you know, you kind of have an expectation of what's going to happen, who you're going to see. Maybe there'll be like a semi-famous person that walks through Melbourne, you know, like.
Yeah.
So in Edinburgh, which is the biggest fringe festival in the world, I just don't expect to run into anybody. And I went to Ruben K's cabaret, the K-hole, and it was on my birthday as well. So I was a bit pissed, and I was like, "Woo!" And Ruben comped me into his show, and I was like, "Thank you so much, woo, free show!" And I've walked up to like this sort of balcony area, which I guess was reserved for people who were on the comp list because this show was selling out every single night. And while I was there, I'm like seated next to these three people who sort of came in right at the last second, and the producer kind of was like, "Oh, letting you know that if anyone on like our original list turns up, you guys are gonna have to go." Like they just sort of came in as punters, so they were fine with it. But then, lo and behold, like 5 minutes into the show, they get tapped on the shoulder and told to leave, and they're like, "Yeah, no worries." They were really agreeable, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "Oh, do I have to go?" And they were like, "Gabby, you're on the comp list." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." So I'm drinking it up, and then in walks Alan Carr.
Oh, wow.
Chatty man,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
his two mates sitting right next to me, like thigh to thigh, because cabaret seats are tiny. And I'm like, I'm so drunk that I don't know. I just choose to say completely mute. Like I must have been so weird because I was just mute this entire comedy show. But then I couldn't hold in my laughter because not only were the acts hilarious, obviously, but then Alan Carr's reaction to them was almost as funny as the act. So like Shreklesque came on, which is a very popular Australian burlesque sort of show. Shreklesque comes on, and then Alan Carr's next to me going, oh, it's so funny. Oh, it's like Shrek with nipple tassels. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. And
So-
I was just pissing myself. I didn't know what to do.
So Chatty Man goes on even during other people's
I love
comedy
it.
show.
He's a
Oh,
great.
God.
You know what? If you can get him in your audience, he'd be fantastic for morale because you could hear him from. I love it. I loved it.
Was
so
he
much.
harsh about anything though? He was like, oh, this is shit.
No, he
No.
was surprisingly down to earth. And then the only time we ever spoke was at one point he went, "Sorry, love, I've got to get up and get another drink." And I was like, absolutely no worries, Alan Carr. Like, do whatever you want.
The Chaser Report. More news, less often.
After the show, my friend who I was texting during the show being like, I'm sitting next to fucking Alan Carr right now, was like, did you get a photo? Did you get a photo? And I was like, no, I was too drunk to even say hello. I didn't get a photo.
You should have told him it was your birthday.
Well, I didn't want to be that guy though, you know? Like, he'd come in late to this cabaret act at like 10 p.m. at night, and I
True.
didn't want to be like, can I get a photo, Alan Carr? Like, it would have been awful.
I saw
but
a
you ran
fam-
into someone
yeah,
famous as well,
I
didn't you,
saw
Floyd?
also another famous person, saw Graham Norton.
Yeah.
Oh,
All the
wow.
hosts were out. But I saw him in a much more awkward spot. So I was lining up for the bathroom and it was like a unique, there wasn't like gendered or anything. So
No.
lots of people were in the line. He's wearing a mask. I was like, God, I recognize that voice.
Yeah.
And then turn around, it's Graham Norton. But like when you're standing in the line for like a public bathroom, which is sort
Yeah.
of disgusting, you don't want to be like, hey,
Hey,
big fan.
what are you
What
doing?
are you going to do? Like,
Hey, I'm going
number
to piss.
one or
What
number
about you?
two? Because and
Bit of
then,
both.
so I was like, okay, what I'll do is I'll just act normal. And then afterwards, maybe I'll talk to him. But then, like, he was in the cubicle next to me. I'm like, oh my God, can he hear me pee? Like, oh my God, can he see my shoes? Does he know it's me? And then anyway, I think he must have been very quick, like, because he was out.
He's a
before
professional.
I-
Confirmed.
One take.
Graham
One take and
Norton.
he's done.
He
Quick
was gone
pisser.
before me, even though I was in the cubicle before. But that's a different story.
Can you
We'd
now
had smashed
say,
that.
I performed with Graham Norton? You can put that on your CV.
Yeah,
Stick that one on the
definitely.
resume, yeah, for
But then the
sure.
worst thing is, so then I come up, and because I'd had no service down in the like in the toilet in Edinburgh, there's no freaking
Yeah,
reception.
oh
I
my
come
God,
up and
it's
I
bad.
have all these texts from my fiance being like, Graham Norton's in the bathroom, you've got to get a photo with him. And obviously I'd been playing it cool. And then I see my fiance, I'm like, I didn't feel like it was the right time. He's like, I already got a photo with him. And he showed me the photo that, like, he'd waited for Graham. He'd seen Graham
by the bathroom.
He'd seen Graham go into the toilet, waited for Graham to come out.
I'm just looking outside the bathroom, Graham Norton.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then,
did you say, well, I've got a recording of him urinating. Here it is.
I know. So now my partner has the photo with him and I don't.
And just have the confirmation that he's a quick pisser, which is even more valuable.
Well, I know I guess we shared a
He hasn't got time. He's a busy man.
Yeah. Does it worry you about your fiance that he sort of hangs out at public toilets and photographs people?
Well, yes, it does.
It's a little bit of a...
It does, Charles, but it's slim pickings out there, so beggars can't be choosers.
I
I'm
gotta put it out there.
engagement.
Thank you.
I don't think you should take photo. You don't take photo. If you're in the VIP area, isn't the whole vibe? Yeah, look, where the people take photos of. I'm going to take a photo with you. I don't need one.
Yeah.
I don't need one.
100% the vibe.
Yeah, we're equals. Globally famous community. We're all on the VIP list, aren't we? Yeah, we're VIPs.
Yeah. Well, you know what was really weird though? Like, I mean, not to blow my own horn here. I know we've been talking for ages. What's really weird is that like when you're walking down the main Royal Mile of Edinburgh, you don't expect to get recognised at all. Because I mean, I don't even I still to this day do not get recognised in Bathurst or in Sydney. I only ever got recognised in Melbourne. I was like, that's the one place I've been recognised more than once. And then I'm walking down the streets of Edinburgh and I've just suddenly realised in one swift hour where the entirety of the Ratatusical demographic lies. And
No
it's
way.
in improv student theatre. So all these people flyering are like handing me flyers. They're like about my age, maybe younger, giving me a flyer going, come and see our improv. And they stop mid-sentence and they go, you're the Ratatouille girl. And I was like, yeah. And then I'd walk like 5 meters down the road with another student production and handing out flyers all day. And they're like, come and see our, you did Ratatusical. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
famous in Edinburgh.
You're their queen.
What was really exciting
Did
was
anyone wait for you to use the bathroom to
no,
get a photo?
no, not that level
It's
yet.
a true test.
No, yeah. But one of the other Ratatusical writers, Sophia, who I've never met in person, but we shared an experience, she found herself in Edinburgh. She's from America, and we met up for dinner, and like it was the nicest thing ever. She came and saw my show, and then we're walking down the street together, and one of the next flyers is like, come and see, oh my God, you're from Ratatusical. And I was like, if you think that's good, she's also from Ratatusical. And this guy just lost his mind. And then I said, if you want to just message me, I'll swing you a ticket to my show and whatever.
Wow.
But like, it was really weird. Like, I just was like,
You know what I reckon?
Isn't it good that they felt that they could talk to you?
Yes.
even though
Yes.
it
was
is
the
like
start?
she's a weird theatre person. Like,
I got recognised in Paris.
oh my God.
Okay, checking into an ibis. This
Oh,
guy
yeah.
starts taking photos of me, freaking out, and then as I get closer, he's like, "Oh, he thought I was Elle Fanning." And then as I get closer, he's like, "No, definitely you shit version of Elle Fanning."
You should have absolutely been like, I actually
I am, yeah, and I'm
Thank
checking
you.
into a 2-star hotel.
I am Elle Fanning.
prosthetics.
That's why I know what Graham Norton sounds like when he's
Yeah.
peeing.
Yeah.
I think, Gabby, that people do recognise you in Bathurst. They're just like, oh yeah,
No, they
we
don't
can't
care.
let her get
Yeah.
a big head. That's
Oh,
Gabby
and I
Bolt.
Yeah.
appreciate. That's why I go back for the restful retreat that is the humble beginnings.
So you know Jenna Owen, she comes from Wollongong, which is another
Gong.
sort of shitty town. And
Bathurst on Sea.
Careful
yeah,
now.
Bathurst on the sea.
Careful,
Yeah.
you want to do a show in Bathurst? You can't
I don't
call
know,
it a shitty town.
Where would you most likely be stabbed at night? Would
What,
it be
in
Bathurst or Wollongong, do you reckon?
Oh,
It's actually that's tough.
That's
Yeah.
hard. He's asking the real hard questions.
Definitely Bathurst. Like if you're in some of the more dodgy
Yeah.
areas, although it is always
Wollongong
getting
has
nicer.
some dodgy
oh, you know,
dodge
I
places.
don't think Bathurst's.
everywhere has a stab zone though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everywhere has
My
a stab zone.
hometown, Auckland.
Oh my
lot of
God.
stabbing going on there.
Yeah, they love stabbing.
Little rural
And-
town.
Anyway, my point is, we often, like each year, do a Wollongong show
Yeah.
of the war series. And they are always the shows that she hates most and feels like she's done the worst in.
Because what she feels like everyone actually already
Yeah,
knows who
because
she is.
she knows
Yeah.
everyone in the audience
No,
and she hates it.
genuine
Yeah.
fear that
Yeah.
I will not get a single laugh during my show in
Yeah.
my hometown. Because they're all going to go, well, that's not true. She's setting up
Yes.
a joke. Like, no one's going to laugh at my lies.
Oh, are you going to do the song about Bathurst in Bathurst? Oh my
Oh,
God.
no.
Yes, and it's fucked because they have 2 KFCs now. So I can't even say the lyric
they're
that
gonna go,
it's the best.
excuse me, Gabby.
They're
Gabby,
literally
there's
gonna
a
go,
fact
"How
check."
dare you?" They're going to heckle me all night. My God.
Can you change the song to be about orange or something?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't
What
have a
rhymes with
reference.
orange?
Have a new song about how much orange sucks. That's what you just
Yeah.
swap it out.
I don't
How many
know.
KFCs are there in orange, though?
I don't know.
No, it
Probably
would be
one.
gourmet. It'd be like a black label.
They're like
KFC.
foodie. They're like foodie up
The
there.
Kentucky
But
grilled
anyway,
chicken.
I feel like I'm always talking about fucking Bathurst on this podcast, and I need to
No,
stop.
but we needed to catch up.
No,
and,
yeah.
And it seems that all that you've done since we last chatted months ago is big star in Edinburgh,
Yeah.
still completely not of interest in Bathurst. That's, we've caught up.
And I hope it never changes.
I think we can rely on the good people of Bathurst to keep you
Yeah.
grounded.
Throw stuff at me. Although not for my show. Don't do that.
Although if you do see Gabby going into a toilet in Bathurst, you're allowed to ask for a photo.
You're
Yes.
absolutely. It's encouraged. Unless you're.
Definitely record her
Unless,
pee.
unless
that
you're
would
planning to murder me afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't want that. But if you just want a simple photo, then yeah, go nuts. Go
So
nuts.
I hope my keyboard doesn't break. Final show ever. It's
Yeah.
on in Bathurst. What's the name of the theatre?
BMEC, Bathurst Memorial Entertainment Centre. And it's
BMEC?
Memorial. Yeah, BMEC.
sounds
It's Saturday the 19th of November.
Yep.
Where can you get your tickets?
I don't know yet.
Bathurst.
Bathurst.
I
Yeah, you
will
gotta-
post links. There will
if
be
you
obviously
ask
on
the
their website. I
Ask
think.
the guy, the coffee van guy.
Yeah, I'll ask
Yeah.
my mum to tell the coffee
Yeah.
man.
Ask
Coffee
at the
man.
new KFC and just say, by the way, you're not in Gabby's song.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. Our Gears from Road. We are part of the Acast Creator Network. Catch you tomorrow.
In Bathurst.
Oh my God.